Battle of Little Bighorn, a dramatic story. In the summer of 1876, the vast plains of Montana stretched quietly beneath a bright blue sky. Endless grasslands rolled gently in the wind, and the winding Little Bighorn River cut through the land like a silver ribbon. But beneath that peaceful landscape, something enormous was about to unfold. For months, tensions had been rising between the United States Army and Native American tribes living across the Great Plains. The U.S. government wanted the tribes to move onto reservations, but many refused. Among those resisting were powerful leaders such as Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse, warriors determined to defend their land and way of life. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer rode across the plains with the famous 7th Cavalry Regiment. Custer was well known for his confidence and boldness, and he believed he could quickly defeat the native forces. But what Custer did not realize was that thousands of warriors had gathered along the Little Bighorn River. It was one of the largest Native American gatherings ever seen on the Great Plains. The first signs of the village. Early on the morning of June 25, 1876, Custer and his scouts spotted signs of a massive encampment. Endless rows of teepees stretched along the river valley. Smoke curled from cooking fires, horses grazed peacefully in the grass, and families were going about their daily routines. Yet hidden among them were hundreds, perhaps thousands, of warriors ready to defend their people. Custer faced a crucial decision. Instead of waiting for reinforcements, he divided his forces into several smaller groups. He believed that a fast and unexpected attack would surprise the village. At first, everything seemed to be going according to plan. Cavalry units charged toward the valley. But the moment the attack began, the situation changed dramatically. Chaos on the battlefield. Native warriors quickly mounted their horses and responded with incredible speed. From every direction they surged forward, Lakota, Cheyenne, and Arapaho fighters moving with coordination and determination. Within moments, the battlefield erupted into chaos. Gunfire echoed across the hills. Horses galloped through clouds of dust. Soldiers struggled to regroup as more and more warriors appeared around them. Custer's detachment moved onto a series of ridges north of the river, trying to hold their ground. But soon the soldiers realized something terrifying. They were surrounded. Warriors appeared across the hills in growing numbers, tightening the circle around the cavalry. Some soldiers fought desperately, firing their rifles again and again. Others tried to escape toward nearby hills. But the warriors moved faster. Within minutes, the battle turned into a desperate struggle for survival. The final stand. Historians believe the final phase of the battle lasted less than an hour. One by one, the soldiers fell. By the time the gunfire finally stopped, Custer and more than 200 of his men were dead. The hills overlooking the Little Bighorn River fell silent once again. The aftermath. The consequences of that day echoed across American history. For the native warriors, the victory was powerful and symbolic. They had defeated one of the most famous cavalry units in the United States. However, the celebration did not last long. When news of the defeat reached the United States, the government responded by launching larger military campaigns across the Great Plains. Within a few years, many native tribes were forced onto reservations. Remembering the battlefield. Today, the battlefield is preserved as the Little Bighorn Battlefield National Monument. Visitors can walk across the same hills where the battle once unfolded. White stone markers show where soldiers fell, while red markers honor the Native American warriors who fought there. The wind still moves through the tall grass, just as it did in 1876. But those quiet hills carry the memory of one of the most dramatic and tragic battles in American history, a moment when courage, conflict, and misunderstanding collided on the open plains. And a battle that proved far more complex than the simple legend of Custer's last stand.